So in the middle of the day, the sun's brutal. You can't stare right at the sun, right? But at the end of the day, there's something magical that happens where the sun starts sharing its light. It's all diffuse, and then all of a sudden, you know, the hills start getting warm looking, and the clouds start getting like this roasty look going on, and all the water starts going purple and pink, and it's something transcendent starts happening. And the clouds aren't just what they are anymore. They become like something else. They become something like really transcendent. They become a visual parable. They become a canvas for our emotions, and they become a vehicle for mystery. It's transcendent. It's awesome. And there is a reason that we call the storehouses of the internet the cloud. There is a reason. Clouds are above our head. They're up there, they're mingling with the light in the sky. There's this transcendent feeling to them, right? Clouds are something that we can't touch. They're drifting and they're cascading around there, and so they're like the perfect vehicle for mystery. And so anytime you want to communicate transcendence in a painting, whether it's an Italian fresco or in a Buddhist mural or Gerhard Richter's paintings, you go to clouds. Clouds are where you go. The fact that the internet's storehouses are called the cloud is not random. And the point that I'm trying to make here is that the reason tech has us so addicted is that it is approximating transcendence. With my thumbs, I can send something up into, it's gonna communicate with all these like things that are flying around up there. What are they called? Satellites. They're just gonna bing around on those, and it's gonna go down to someone far away instantly. They're gonna get it right away. That feels like a magic trick. The idea that I can store something somewhere that I've never been, and it can be accessible to me anywhere. That's this transcendent feeling. You know what else is in the clouds? Heaven. And yeah, I think we all want to be connected to something larger and beyond us. And social media has allowed us to feel connected with our friends in this almost like all-knowing way where it's like, I can know what beer Seth is drinking right now. And I can feel close to him in this kind of connected way. I can feel connected to people that are not even around. And man, it even extends to like stars, right? Like I can feel connected to whatever the Kardashians are eating right now. Like I can kind of see a little bit of what they're doing, and like it feels a little bit like intimacy with that person to have that kind of immediate connection to know what's going on for them, right? I can listen to the banter of those funny guys on SmartList, and when I'm listening to those podcasts, it feels like, oh man, I'm almost one of their friends. I'm almost like right there in the room with them. There's this feeling of transcendence that we get from it. We can transcend the confines of our home and be anywhere in the world with Google Street View, right? We can transcend the confines of our minds and have access to any answer or news. Tech is transcendent. It's approximating omniscience, omnipresence, and omnipotence. Sound like a little bit like heaven to anybody here? And yeah, so some AI researchers think that it's humans' destiny to create an AI that's so powerful that it's basically going to become all-knowing and it's going to make us obsolete. And they're referring to it as like this AI god, right? Yeah, you guys have seen the show Upload, right? No, not Upload. Basically, the idea is like you can upload your consciousness and live forever in the cloud. Sound like heaven to anyone to me? So like that's not just like a show. Like Elon actually thinks that he's working on that, and is that a real thing or just like a ketamine thing? I don't know. I don't think he probably knows that, right? Funny story on that. This is a little bit of a tangent, but I'll bring it back in a second. My friend busted his leg, and when he was in the ambulance, they gave him a bunch of ketamine, and he kept thinking he was talking to Elon Musk while he was in there. So I don't know if like Elon's done so much ketamine that he's opened up a portal in there or something. But like, tangent. But watch me bring it back to the point. Why is Elon tech bro number one, numero uno? Why is he doing so much ketamine? Right? Because we no, come on, no, why is he doing this is where you laugh. Why is he doing it? It's because we all have an inner need for transcendence, right? We want to transcend the limits of our minds with knowledge. We want to transcend the confines of our loneliness through connection with other people. We want to transcend our station in life with power. We want to transcend our boredom with beauty. We want to transcend our bodies with pleasure. We have an inner need for knowledge, beauty, power, connection, and pleasure. And our phones have hijacked all of these drives and given us a lame, bizarre version of it that is sadly not enough to keep any of us satisfied, but is even more sadly close enough to the real thing that we will give it 80% of our time. This is a critical spiritual battle, right? So I started trying to write a book about this like 7 years ago. And I think I'm gonna pick it back up, but I gotta finish this thing because it's interesting how much stuff has changed in the last 7 years. Like when I was writing this before, like the mood about tech was all euphoric. It was Elon Musk is our hero, and it was just everywhere you went in Seattle, there was this vibe of like, we're tearing down the old and we're building the new, we're gonna build it higher up into the clouds. We were just everything. There was so much just like money, and Amazon was growing, and I remember there were so many just like weird wizard-like apps that would just appear and go away. Like for a while, I was getting free valet service downtown. You just show up wherever you wanted.
Years ago.
This was 7 years ago, and like I said, I mean, I don't think I really needed correction on that, but like you could just like have somebody show up and take your car, and they would bring it back to you whenever you wanted it. And I don't know what venture capitalist like wasted all his money on that. I never paid for it once. I did it like 15 times. It was amazing. It was great. And then COVID hit, and life got shoved onto the internet in a way that we didn't really like. And all of a sudden, Zoom was the only way that you could talk to people. And I think around there, like our attitude towards the internet started getting darker. And we started realizing the addiction and the sadness that this was starting to create. And the movies came out like The Social Dilemma. They popularized an awareness that these big tech companies are mining us for our attention. And there's been books coming out by John Haidt that are really changing things, where it's got people realizing this is not good for kids. We've got to get away from them first. And they're starting to take it out of schools. So there is this good awareness starting to where we're starting to realize that the version of heaven that this thing is pawning is not working for people. And that's really great. And also, let's check our screen time. Like, it's not like we're really spending less time on our phones than we were before. And then now we got AI going on, right? So that's the big change. And so I heard an estimate that 20% of the global markets are currently invested in the top 10 tech companies who are all in a mad race to spend as much cash as they possibly can to build AI faster. So like, I'm sort of scared for the like big old bubble that we got going on, where they're all doing this thing where they're lending each other money to build more stuff that we don't know how they're gonna make money on that yet, other than maybe stealing all of our jobs, I guess. Like, and yeah, that's the only thing propping up our economy. And there's this dark aspect to even the people who are running it. So like Geoffrey Hinton, who they call him the godfather of AI, he thinks that soon AI systems are going to be able to control us in the way that an adult can control a 3-year-old with candy. Like, basically, like his argument is like, whatever's been smartest has always ruled the things that are less smart. That's the way that it's always worked on Earth, and we got this coming.
Can I just add a quick little point to that?
Yeah.
I'm very knowledgeable about him. He actually just recently changed his mind on that too. He was a big pro AI guy until very recently, where he suddenly kind of had an epiphany where he's like, okay, things are getting a little too crazy. So he's kind of like recently become like a whistleblower.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's the main
he really
person
is
who
considered
invented large language models, and he's like, you guys, this is not good.
He's basically said he never thought this would be possible with large language models.
Yeah.
He's like, I always thought this was like completely science fiction, or like this would be a completely different thing. He's like, he was shocked at how effective they've been.
Yeah.
And he's the guy who basically created them, right? So
Yeah.
I just wanted to.
He's trying to convince people to code in a maternal instinct because he's like, the chances that it's not going to rule us are none. And so let's just make sure that it cares about us. And yeah, where was I? Oh, so over half of the AI researchers who are building AI think that there's a greater than 10% chance that AI will result in an existential catastrophe. And they're building it anyway. If I handed you a beer and I was like, here's a beer, there's a 10% chance that there's a bomb in there that's going to blow your head up. What kind of alcoholic drinks that beer? You know what I mean? Like, this doesn't, what are they doing? And yeah, even though they're aware that it's probably going to kill us, the pace that the people are making it is furious. All the companies are piling their money into it. Larry Page, who co-founded Google, he was telling people, I am willing to go bankrupt rather than lose this race.
Larry Page is a true believer.
They're going.
He's like an AI cultist.
Yeah. So I've used this analogy before.
He's actually said he believes humans are irrelevant and inferior. He thinks that our entire purpose is to create the AI god and then be eliminated, basically.
Glad that guy's got billions of dollars. So there's this thing that happens when hypothermia sets in for people, where they start taking off their clothes and digging themselves in the snow. It's called paradoxical undressing and terminal digging. And yeah, when the cold is crept in, there's this part of our brain that they think it's because of like a hibernation thing, where we just go like, oh, time to get into the snow. And yeah, so there will be these like half naked bodies dug halfway into the snow. A lot of people will at first think like, oh, this is probably a murder, because they don't realize that there's this part of us that does paradoxical undressing and terminal digging. Tech use is accelerating exponentially, even as we're realizing phone addiction is driving anxiety, addiction, and depression. Even as researchers think it'll probably kill us. Even as character AIs are starting to convince the first few people to commit suicide. At the same time, the best and the brightest are trying to do it as fast as they possibly can. And it feels to me like we're taking off our clothes to capture more heat. Like we are digging into the snow with our fingernails. And this is a really important spiritual battle. The internet is optimizing itself to exploit our core human drives, to offer us a false version of heaven. And it's about to get a lot better at it. So what we're going to be doing over the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks is we're going to be looking at these core drives: power, beauty, connection, knowledge, and pleasure. And part of what I want to do today too is, I don't know if I have a full list. Like maybe there's more kind of aspects of who we are that the internet tries to exploit. But we're going to be looking at what are the ways that the internet is playing on our needs, and what is Jesus's version of these needs, and how does he want us to deal with them, right? Oh no, where's my pen? So what I want to do right now, and this will actually be kind of helpful for me, is I want us to list out. No, there's one that works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's working. So we're gonna list out like what are some of the main use cases for the internet, and then we're gonna go through and try to say like which core drives is this kind of appealing to. So hit me with it. First, we'll just give me some use cases. What are some of the main use cases?
Directions.
Games.
I said dating.
Oh.
That's an interesting.
And he said games, which is somehow related.
That was
Communication.
Yeah.
I heard the same, yeah.
Yeah, there's tons of communication apps. That's a huge one.
Research. Language learning.
Am I terrible with the spelling? Did I do it? I don't know. Don't judge.
You
Yeah,
did.
you
You
did.
did.
Instruction.
Duolingo.
News.
Duolingo, yeah.
News. Yeah, that's a good one to think about. What else?
Shopping. Slash like fashion.
I'm gonna say it. Pornography.
Fashion. Let's get a few more.
Entertainment.
More?
Give me a more example. Like, let's say like TikTok or something.
What'd you say?
Because I want to dive into like what.
TikTok is enough for
Well,
entertainment.
and I don't know
YouTube.
how to describe it, but like the consumption of, I mean, basically it's like gossip news, like entertainment,
Yes.
entertainment news. I feel like is its own kind of,
Pop culture.
yeah, like.
So,
pop culture
pop
consumption.
news. Yeah, that is like the way news has shifted more now that it's online.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Communication.
Yeah, we got that.
Oh.
Oh,
Maybe one more.
friendships.
How do you mean?
People have parasocial relationship with streamers.
Streamer friendships. I'm like an elder millennial, so I'm like, what is this streaming friendship you speak of? All right, let's go through these. So, directions. What core drives do you think that leans on?
Power and knowledge.
Yeah.
And I would arguably say like connection, because it gets you places where you connect with people, but I don't know if that is getting too.
I'm gonna.
abstract.
All right, let's keep it to the like the ones that are the obvious ones. Yeah. I know you're really good at making connections, so you could probably go through and make all of them. Like there is a pleasure that you get when you arrive at your destination. All right. Gaming. Dude, it's totally power too.
Power fantasy.
Because yeah, like all these games give you the illusion of control and power where you're not actually. I built a city, no, you didn't. You know what I mean? I shot a guy in the head, no, you didn't.
I want to make your access smaller.
Okay, I'll make us one. Dating.
Connection.
Pleasure.
And I wouldn't you say beauty for that one?
Maybe not.
I
There's a lot of
think
crazy, there's a lot of crazy people out there.
Pleasure.
Have you seen I would say for a lot of people, dating falls into the pleasure category, especially more like the secular
beauty-
dating, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not a black right over there.
You don't think beauty has anything to do with it? I mean, come on.
Sure.
Sure,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
true.
Yeah, okay.
Not by extension.
I'm telling you, explain that. I want to hear that.
It's probably not that most obvious, but
No, I agree.
yeah, you explain it. Go.
Well, I was just gonna say, I mean, there's many ways you can connect it. Like the first and foremost is people who use the dating apps as like a tool, right, to achieve their objective. In that sense, it's like kind of a form of power.
Yeah. But did you have anything to add to that?
No.
Okay. Communication.
Connection.
Research. Languages.
Knowledge is power, so you gotta put power.
I feel like they're all
Power definitely applies to a lot of these
Yeah.
in some form or other.
Yeah. I mean, you could put that for communication for sure.
Yeah.
Languages.
Connection.
Oh,
Knowledge.
yeah.
Connection, knowledge.
Yeah.
Knowledge.
Power.
Instruction. Gonna get a knowledge.
talking about on that too much.
News. Definitely knowledge.
And
I don't know.
I
There
think
is
news
something
is a
about
form
the
of power,
pleasure.
actually. Oh.
These are
You know,
Yeah.
like power too, but there's something
It
like
gives
why
you
is it so
dopamine hits.
addicting to like scroll through news?
Yeah,
People
it
do it all the
is.
time.
It
So
is.
Yeah.
like,
Why is that? Let's talk about that.
well, maybe it is because of
Is it?
knowledge.
It's like this is interesting. There's like a opposite version of pleasure, which is like
rage bait,
yeah,
basically.
Yeah. So do I need a different category?
People like
Let me. There's gonna be a.
I'll get you another board
Pleasure
game.
/ dopamine.
Yeah.
Yeah, dopamine.
You could even call it
Because-
emotional engagement.
Yeah. So that's kind of like entertainment.
Yeah.
I was like, I was wondering if entertainment needed to be on there, but this is
Well, we do have it. 'cause
Well, in a
TikTok
way
is
that-
in TikTok and-
the reason I didn't put entertainment as its own breakout is I feel like beauty is
Oh, no, it's its own.
is the drive to entertainment. So I
Not
want
necessarily. Not
like what's the drive, like why I think we're all kind of confused about this. Why do I actually go to the news when it's only always bad? But
I've always think about confirmation bias,
yeah.
where you want to confirm your beliefs through the news.
So it's like an ego kind of thing. So it's kind of like power.
And power is clearly connected to a lot of these. I'm noticing a trend.
This is really yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because instruction was power too.
Well, yeah.
This was really interesting to me. Ego thing. Yeah, yeah. Is there more to say on that? I feel like there's
Like the satisfaction of watching others suffer too. That sounds crazy, but like, just hear me out.
Yeah, yeah.
Like mother, or like crime, people that like crime shows. They're like,
Yeah.
I feel, I go to sleep to a crime show. I've heard that many times.
Yeah.
So there's something about that it might fit into what we already said.
Is that a type of a pleasure?
I would say it is.
Yeah.
I think news.
That's crazy, but that's
I think for news we have to put connection too, because
Totally.
I agree.
Yes.
it's like
Totally.
politics is the new religion kind of thing. It's like, hey, my tribe.
Oh,
People
yeah.
like to talk about it on the water
Yeah.
cooler, etc. Yeah.
Dude, this is really helping me.
We didn't even get music on there for internet.
Oh yeah. Music.
You guys want to add music?
Yeah.
Shopping. Oh, no, was there more? I mean, you guys were crushing that one.
There's more.
I feel like there's definitely more.
There's
There's
more.
more. Well, we're gonna spend more time on these, but okay, shopping.
Pleasure.
Beauty.
Power.
Power. Yeah. Power.
Connection.
Not connect. How are you getting connection out of shopping?
Because you're dressing a certain way that puts you in
It's the feminine
Oh.
No power, because I like to have the nicest outfit on all the time to make people like
Yeah, for sure.
show that.
Also, shopping can
I
be
haven't worn this 8 days in a row. I don't think.
Are you guys also shopping for knowledge?
Also, shopping can be any object. It's not just.
Right.
Shopping is pleasure, bro.
Shopping is definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely got pleasure on there. Yeah. Porn.
Pleasure.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Power. Power.
Beauty.
And I think connection.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, for sure.
It's not the real thing.
I think even
but that's
people,
why
I think they
don't.
know.
Yeah. Yeah, this is which drives is it exploiting, not what like all these like
Oh.
I think the point is like it's not giving us
Oh, I see.
any of these
Yeah.
actual things. Yeah.
Definitely power.
Yeah. He said knowledge. That's a good one.
For porn?
Yeah, because it's like, oh, this is what it means.
Especially young people.
Unlawful
Especially
carnal
young
knowledge.
Yeah.
For unlawful carnal knowledge.
That's how a lot of
Dang, yeah, that's true.
a lot of kids
Lawful
get
cardinal.
knowledge. For real.
No, yeah.
Like the Puritans.
Okay. Fashion. We kind of did shopping. I'm gonna skip that. TikTok.
Knowledge.
Connection, knowledge.
Beauty. Yeah, power if you get enough likes. So yeah, this is an interesting thing. Is like any of the like highly addictive apps are gonna hit. They're gonna hit all
Yeah.
four
Yeah.
real good, right? Pop news.
Connection and knowledge.
Yeah.
Then you know like what's happening, so you can talk to your friends
And
about
maybe
it.
pleasure too, perhaps. Similarly to just news in general.
What's hot news?
I think we're talking about like talking heads that are more like
Like
commentators.
gossip kind of.
Not necessarily
I'm talking about
news.
Like what Kim Kardashian
I'm
is.
talking like. And the royal
Royal family.
family.
Caleb, what's interesting is
The
you said the
voyeuristic,
powerful ones,
like,
but it's
kind of
also
thing.
porn and
Voyeuristic
like
kind of
shopping have most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those are like very addictive.
Porn and shopping have most of them. Yeah, that's
Yeah. Anyway.
yeah. The ones that do the more get the more addictions. Streamer friendships.
Definitely connection. That's the biggest one.
Pleasure.
How's it pleasure?
This person who likes what I like and talks about what I like that I can have a friendship with that is like this deep and we never have any conflict.
Oh.
Definitely knowledge.
Oh yeah, low conflict friendships.
Definitely knowledge for the streamers because people use like Destiny as a song.
That's kind of true. I didn't even think about that. I was gonna say beauty as well, because that's another big part of streaming.
Oh, well, yeah.
That's a big part of streaming.
Yeah, there's
Big
that
part.
element to it, yeah.
So highly addictive and starting to. And then, yep.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, and then music.
Beauty.
Beauty.
Pleasure.
Connection.
Right on. Trying to remember where we're going now. Oh yeah, here we go. So chickens say the same thing wherever they are. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same.
Sentence today.
It's the same cock-a-doodle-doo, whether they're in Alabama or they're in Mongolia. What are they saying? I mean, I think they're probably cussing because it is a foul language. Oh, you like that?
Yeah, that was good.
But there's like general like linguistic consensus wherever it is. Like in France, they pronounce it cocorico. In Greek, it's kikarikuku. In Croatian, it's kukurukuku. In Italian, it's chichirichichi. Kikiriki. See what I'm saying? There's why does everyone like make it sound like da, 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 da? Because they're doing it the same everywhere, right? Like those little things they cockadoodle everywhere. I can see why. It's a pretty rad little song that they've got. They know it too. They like, you know, in the morning they're like, I would like you to do it.
That's not what this is.
Yeah, wherever you find a little chicken, they're gonna let that thing rip, because like you could raise them with dogs and they're still gonna do it, because it bubbles up from their inner being. And us humans aren't all that different, right? You give humans some kind of technological power anywhere in the world, and we're gonna bend it towards these goals: power, beauty, connection, knowledge, pleasure. These are things that we need. It's our little cock-a-doodle-doo to the cosmos. And art imitates life. So this is a little picture that Goldie drew. And every time Goldie does a drawing, she's there, and then her sister's right there, right next to her, every single time. Why is Goldie always why is Clementine always looming in Goldie's pictures? Because Clementine is always looming in Goldie's thoughts, right? Like every morning, as soon as she wakes up Clementine. Every time she comes back from school, she screams out Clementine. Every time she's crying about Clementine, right? She's got Clementine on the mind. Art imitates life. And what we're making shows us who we are. What we're doing, big data is revealing not just our buying habits, it's revealing the contours of our souls and the things that we long for. And man, the internet is one of the largest human projects that's ever existed, right? Like we had, in 2012, the world stored its first zettabyte, just found out what that is, of data. It's a lot of data. 2012, the first one. We're projected to surpass 200 zettabytes this year. 200x since 2012, right? The internet is arguably the largest consolidated human project ever, and it's showing us what we want, and I think it's showing us that we've got heaven on the mind. There is a conscious effort to discredit heaven, but there's a subconscious desire for it growing. Our culture is trying to downplay heaven, but it's also trying to recreate it online. And yeah, like most of the hip philosophers discredit heaven as wishful thinking. Most of the media we consume makes fun of heaven. It's just there to mock it. Even in Christian circles, when somebody passes away, if you start talking to them about heaven, it can be considered like inconsiderate or immature, or like a platitude. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't enter into sadness with people. Like Jesus wept with people about Lazarus' death, even though he knew that Lazarus was just taking a nap. He wept with him. He entered into the sadness, even though he was just about to resurrect him. So I'm not saying that we shouldn't enter into sadness, but when as a Christian culture, it's considered a platitude to talk about heaven, we are downplaying our only tool against despair. That cannot be a platitude. That needs to be this real thing that we hope for. There is a conscious effort to discredit heaven, but you can raise a chicken with dogs and it's still gonna cock-a-doodle-doo. And you can indoctrinate people into a soulless materialism. You can tell people heaven isn't real, that it isn't mature, that it wouldn't be that great anyway. But from within that, the confinement of that, our souls are going to bust out looking for transcendence. And in the last 2 chapters of the Bible, John is seeing this poetic vision of the future state when God returns and these inner needs are getting fulfilled. So we're going to do the shortest Bible study ever because I know I'd spent a lot of time with the intro. It's going to be the shortest Bible study we've done, but look at this passage real quick. I'm going to let you guys read it to yourselves just to keep things moving. We got baseball we need to see. But how do you see power, beauty, connection, knowledge, and pleasure promised in this passage? Once you find it, just shout it out.
What was the question again?
How do you see power, beauty, connection, knowledge, and pleasure promised in this Revelation passage right here?
You see it on the throne, so that's power.
Yeah. He's also making everything new. God's power and creativity is renewing everything.
Prepared as a bride beautifully. There's the beauty.
There's the beauty.
Dwelling among the people.
Connection. It's shown with the glory of God. That's another beauty one.
Well, there will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, and
I would
that
add
sounds like really good. Yeah, and pleasure.
That's pleasure. To the thirsty, I will give water. That's also it.
Write this down, has power because the pen is mightier.
Yeah. The knowledge one was a little harder to find, but I feel like I found it in the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, that there is going to be a conclusion point where we see what all of the world was actually about.
Oh, we will be the children, and God will be our Father. That's totally connection.
Yeah.
Like intimate connection.
And I would also say that knowledge is, in some sense, this whole revelation itself.
Yeah.
Is
The book's called a revelation.
Is an aspect of knowledge, like that. When we're there, that part of the point is that things will be revealed.
Yeah.
Pleasures in the to the thirsty, I'll give the water without cost.
Yeah.
It's drink forever.
Yeah.
Victorious or power. Those who are victorious will inherit all this.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
Pleasure.
That's a crazy power.
Yeah. You won.
You won.
Forever.
So, yeah, that was super duper short Bible study for the sake of baseball. But over the next few weeks, I want to dive deeper into these inner drives, and I want to hold up the version that the internet's offering and hold up the version that Jesus is offering and ask how then should we live, right? And our souls are under attack.
I have a question.
Hold up. Okay, go ahead. Ask the question.
There was no longer any sea. I mean,
What verse?
what will happen to all the animals?
I have no clue. I'm gonna go back to where I was.
The gulf between earth and heaven, that there's no longer a gap. The earth and heaven are the same.
That's good to know. Yeah. What I want to say is our souls are under attack, and there is a fake version of heaven that is siren singing people into loneliness and meaninglessness and addiction and insanity and bondage, and we're being exploited. And so to understand and deconstruct and evade that exploitation is one of the most critical spiritual tasks of our time. And the internet is pawning this pixelated approximation of these real and urgent spiritual needs. And we need to learn how to wait for the real thing. We need to learn how to visit heaven now through prayer. And we need to learn how to abide in real hope and to believe that God actually wants to deliver these things to us, like in the real version, right? So let's pray. Yeah, God, I pray over these next couple of months that you would grow our ability to wait for the real thing, to turn to you when we feel like dopamine addicted or lonely. Yeah, and to reclaim like a hope for heaven, God. Help us to see spiritually like deeper than all the stuff that's getting thrown at us, God. To see how you're calling us. Yeah, God, we need you. Amen. So I think I put reflection questions on there. Yeah. So if you got time while we're gonna obviously set up the game, turn to 2 or 3 people next to you, and if you want to just listen, that's totally fine. Or if you want to share about it, yeah. How have you felt about your relationship to the internet recently? And do you see it regularly exploiting your needs for knowledge, beauty, power, or connection? I didn't have pleasure yet when I wrote this. I was like, oh no, pleasure's on there for sure. Yeah. So let's break.